Hey everyone, today I want to share with you 5 index card RPG resources that I absolutely love. As the end of the year comes around, we're getting together with friends and family, hopefully to roll lots of dice, and so these resources will hopefully help you or be beneficial to you as a player or as a GM, and I refer back to these all the time in my games. Now, all of these resources are available and being pulled from the Runehammer Forums, which in and of itself is a huge resource. The sheer amount of creativity and good ideas from the Runehammer community is just astounding. Not only are there new posts every single day with new ideas, but there is a backlog of years of great ideas, great supplements, resources, conversions, assets, whatever you can think of. It's probably here on the forums because the Runehammer community is just a powerhouse of good ideas. If you haven't had a chance to get on there, highly recommend that you check out the Runehammer forums at forums.runehammer.online. But let's jump in with the first resource, a really simple one, but something that is so easy to implement into the games that I do it every single time I'm at the table. And this comes from TheWunderLich, and it's a handy chart for calculating distances at your games. Now, I know everyone loves the banana method. I love the banana method, but sometimes you just don't have a banana. But you always have your hands, hopefully, or someone's hands nearby. And so TheWunderLich suggested that instead of just the banana, you also can use your hands to measure distance. The first being close, knuckle of your thumb, near, throw those horns, and the distance between your pinkies and your forefinger is near. And then throwing out your thumb and your pinky extended gives you far. Now, yes, this may give you a little bit of discrepancy between hands. I know my hands are much larger than my wife's, but maybe that's a little cool. Maybe some individual players can go farther than others. It just adds a little ease and access and use when you just don't have a banana at hand. Now, the second resource that I have, and I absolutely love, I have this in my kit at all times, is the ICRPG target cards. Now, the ICRPG Think Deck includes 10, 12, 15, and 18, but ChrisWolfie here presented a set of cards going from 10 to 20 that you can just throw out onto the table, big, bold numbers, as well as the numbers that would be easy or hard for easy reference. This is a great resource to have, especially like at conventions or wherever at your table. Just having that number out easily accessible to reference for all players just is a ton of fun, and he did such fantastic art for each individual target number. The third resource that I want to share comes from DMChef, and this is a quick reference guide to ICRPG. Now, he built this out in core using the core rules, but you can actually see that he references pretty much all the rules that you need to know to play ICRPG, at least in the core edition. And it wouldn't take a ton to upgrade this to master edition or just tweak a few things. But two of the main reasons why I love this is, one, giving it to players, having a quick sheet of reference for players to use, especially when they're new, is kind of comforting to them. They can refer back to it. It highlights the things that they need to know, and you can always kind of refer to it as the GM if they have questions. Hey, look over here, look over there. The second reason, which is whether you're playing core or master edition, quick reference sheets like this are excellent tools to help you understand and learn as a GM how to explain these rules to other players simply. The DMChef has summarized these critical parts of ICRPG so well that if someone were to ask me, okay, why would I roll easy over something else? Well, you've already tried it once. Your character hasn't had an extensive experience. There's no duress or distraction. An ally is assisting you with your turn, and you have loot that makes particular tasks easy. Yeah, I'm not always going to say that every time explained, but he's already done the work of succinctly stating those principles, that if I can take the time to memorize or become familiar with that, it makes it easier for me to explain as a GM when it comes up at my table. So referring to this as a study aid is super helpful as a GM. Then the fourth resource is the ICRPG official adventure template provided by Runehammer. He shared out a InDesign file as well as a PDF and InDesign files with all the fonts and images needed. But he presents a template to use to create ICRPG like adventures for use with Index Card Core or Master Edition. Gives you that air, that feel that's provided in the books. Now, whether you create this specifically using this template so that it matches the ICRPG style, obviously being careful with content use and everything like that, my favorite part of using this resource is actually getting an aid in what I should include in my adventures. You know, Runehammer has a great way of presenting adventures that makes them easy to run and easy to refer to. And so kind of looking at this as a template, not only to actually put content in, but to learn is a ton of fun. So introduction, what would you put there? Well, talk about the reason why this is a dope adventure. Here's a twist. Now, what's the cool, surprising GM knowledge? Or when you're talking about the overview, how do you put those out? What do you include? Well, write just a prose description, informative bullet. It really kind of gives you the stepping stones to write out these adventures in an easy way, taking advantage of all of the experience that Runehammer has in his adventure writing. And so it's a great resource for GMs to learn about what they do. Similar to how the Krask section in the Worlds book is a template to learn how to write a region. Gives you all the ideas of what you should include if you're going for that style and just what you need. Then finally, the fifth resource is the Runehammer Codex. And it's kind of a cheap one, but this is actually a codex that Drake here has presented, which lists out a ton of other resources as a reference sheet. It references and links to the forums, Runehammer's Twitter, ICRPG Reddit. You know, it groups the different things of content. So like rooms and battles, the greatest hits, the different playlists, you know, all the extra Patreon posts that you might be interested in or not aware of because the doom scroll is real. You've got links to all of the RPG mainframe podcasts in case you're wondering which episode is this or what episode is that. You've got PDFs and links to the Minotaur Bridge, the Hairpin Gate, the Rat Room, the Blackbird, PDF tables, other game settings and supplements that are available in Equinox. And so he's been maintaining this as a kind of codex of everything that's Runehammer that's being put out. It's a little out of date with just the sheer speed at which Runehammer releases things, but it is still a great resource if you're wondering, okay, where was that link? Where is this thing? What's that? Or whatever. And it just links to a ton of other things that you might be interested in. Now, like I said, the Runehammer Forums already is a fantastic resource. It can get you so much information and get you connected with the Runehammer community, which by and large is probably my favorite community on the internet, and the forums and the Discord are probably my favorite places on the internet. But one last thing, probably a half resource beyond 5, so 5.5. I just want to show you guys one quick thing as you're looking, maybe have some time off at the end of the year, how to set up a game or start looking for a game with the Runehammer Forums. So if you're ever here on the Runehammer Forums and you want to play with the shield wall, just create a new topic. And if you ever can't do this, just talk to Alex Alvarez. He's the guru of the forums. And then all you need to do is change this category from just blank to looking for a group. And obviously this is just helpful overall for looking for a group. You'd create a game. So let's just say Garden of Acid one shot. You can tag it however you want. So you can just say one shot adventure. You can click add a date and time. You can include an event end or all day. I like to select my mountain time zone. You can select whatever you want. You start date, so let's just say Friday at 6 o'clock, and it's going to end at 10 o'clock on Friday as well. You can click RSP enabled. You can say how many people you're looking for. And once you've done this, it adds this in here. And when you post the adventure, it actually converts the time zones for everybody. So whenever anyone's looking at it, you can see that the time zones change. So you can see this is one that I did. The time zone, the day is the 22nd, it's at 5:30 to 8. But if you were in Europe or in Japan or South America or wherever in the East Coast, that time zone will change and you'll be able to see exactly when the game's played. You'll be able to comment and sign up, RSVP, add to your calendar, whatever. And the best part of all, you get to play with your fellow shields. So between the handy chart, the target cards, the quick reference, the adventure template, and the codex, and the Runehammer Forums itself, I hope that at least one of those resources can be something that will help you boost your game, get a little bit more ICRPG into your every game, and just streamline a little bit more. I'd love to hear other resources that you have. Drop them in the comments. I'll have links to all of these posts in the description for you to just grab and reference to. And I hope everyone's doing well, and we'll look forward to the next one.